Yeah, I think the bye was really good for us. Had a couple good practices, get some Devo work in for our younger guys. O-line wise, I mean, I think just improvement is just our general idea. I mean, there's nothing we're doing too outstandingly. Like, you ain't gonna worry about it anymore. But you can always get better in a lot of different ways. So it's not really anything specific. I think past game, it's really using our hands, keeping guys off of us, and then the run game, staying stacked and square, and not leaning on guys or anything. So.
What's a challenge this week going against Ohio State, one of the best teams in the country?
Yeah, obviously they're a really good team. A couple things are guaranteed every year. They're going to be big and they're going to be athletic. And, defensively, they run a lot of stuff. They've done a really good job. I know they have a new defensive coordinator, and he's done a really good job this year with them. So the biggest thing we can do is focus on fundamentals and basics. And I think as a team, if we have a good, mentally tough group of guys out there, it'll be, we'll be doing good things. I think it's a tough road environment, obviously, and Ohio State presents a great challenge to us, and I'm just really excited to get out there and go against them.
What was the mood like in the building during the bye week?
The mood. I mean, everyone's coming in with it's a key separator with games that first half of the season's already in the books. 6 games are already in the books. Coaches there steadying the ship, and it kind of separates between guys who act the exact same way. Win, lose, 3-3, 4-1, 4-2, 6-0. Last year was a little bit different than this year, and I think it's a really good indicator of our group. And everyone still has their head high, and I think that's an important thing that we keep carrying on.
I'm sure you're trying to just take this one game at a time, but is it kind of in your awareness that 3-3 you can still go to a bowl game?
Not really. Really, like you said, I'm just taking it one game at a time. I think Coach said it perfectly. I mean, it's just 1-0 each game. That's all we're working for. You can't really get too big picture. The bye week gives you a chance to settle down and realize where we're at. But now that we're back in the game week, it's kind of back to taking it one game at a time.
What can you accomplish on the offensive line in 2 weeks? It seems like a good amount of time to maybe make some improvements. What can you do you feel like in that time?
Yeah, I think we can do a lot of things. 2 weeks is different than 1 week, obviously, and getting off our feet over the weekend is going to help us out a lot too. I think just the fresh legs in general is going to help us out, but on the field, run game, I think, like I was saying earlier, I think the biggest thing is staying stacked in the run game. I think a lot of times early in the season we were kind of leaning on guys and falling off blocks and everything. As long as we're stacked and square and big like a lot of us are, that'll help us out a lot in the run game. I think that's one thing we're really trying to work on, especially when we got pads on.
What kind of expectations do you have for yourself at this point in the season? Is it just the smallest of incremental improvements on a day-by-day basis? And can you train your brain to think that way?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing for me is, realizing not everything's going to come all at once. I think I get frustrated a lot sometimes when, I'm not improving in a drastic measure, but that's not how you improve in a way. And I think with my leadership and, growing of age, I think I've expected things to come a lot quicker, and that's not the case a lot of the time. A lot of times it's, you've been in it for 3 years, and, a lot of bad habits are really cemented into you at this point. So you got to just work at them every single day, and it's not all going to happen at once. So for me personally, it's just, understanding bad moments are going to happen. It's just about my response as a player and even as a leader, just handling those moments in the best way possible, being the best version of myself.
You look at this team, you all are at a comparable age. I mean, you have the most experience, but you're still a sophomore. There's no senior that's been there that's started 35 games, or Linderbaum or something like that. Are you all kind of in the same mindset at this point of we're all collectively working towards this at kind of the same type of pace? And how is that? Who do you lean on to try to make sure that you are getting better and there's not, veteran voices or something?
Yeah, I think myself, Logan Jones, a couple of the seniors, and even Connor Colby are veteran voices that are valued heavily in our room. And I think the biggest thing for us is, we are young, and a lot of us are, starting for the first time this year. But every day you get older. It's not you can't keep as a group, and you guys and a lot of people. It's hard to just keep saying we're young, and that can't be really an excuse for any guys. And I think that's the really important thing is guys realize time is of the essence, and we got to have a great sense of urgency in a lot of things we do. The guys have done a really good job. I mean, we're improving every day. some people might not see it, and that's the way they see it. But you look at the first game of the year. If we would have played that way all 6 weeks, I don't know what our record would be. I know it wouldn't be 3-3. That's for sure. So young guys are improving, old guys are improving, and it's just really a matter of just having a sense of urgency to get better. I think that's the important thing for us as a group.
Is it